Hey, so what is the third ingredient in the money-making recipe to supersize your business? Yesterday, we talked about the second ingredient, and of course, the day before that, we talked about the first ingredient. The first ingredient in the money-making recipe to supersize your business is, of course, solving a problem. Identify a problem that you can solve. What do you have? What does your product or service offer that you can use to solve a problem for somebody? Then, yesterday, we talked about, well, who needs that solution? Who can you solve a problem for? Well, today, the third ingredient is all about inviting them, the people who you can solve a problem for, to raise their hand and say, yes, I have this problem I want solved. And so you're looking for and you're identifying who are the people yesterday that have the problem. And today you're getting them to say, yes, I have that problem. You're finding where they are. And you're not necessarily going out and looking for them. You're finding ways to have them find you and raise their hand and say, hey, yes, you have a solution. I have this problem. I want your solution. So how do you go about doing that? Because it doesn't do any good for me to tell you what the ingredients in the recipe are if I don't tell you where you can get them and how, meaning how you can get your hands on them to put them into your business to actually create and cook the recipe that we're doing. It's like when you're creating a recipe in the kitchen and it's got some rare ingredient in it, some weird spice or plant that you don't know where to get, and you have to go to a specialty food store to find that ingredient. If you don't know where to find that ingredient, if you don't know how to apply it to your business, what is the point of me telling you the recipe? So I'm going to tell you how. The number one way to get people to raise their hand, and this all involves people have to know that you exist. People have to know that you have the solution to their problem, right? So to get them to raise their hand, they have to know that you exist. Well, what is the best number one way to have people know that you exist? Well, there's two ways actually. You can, my favorite way is to publish. Obviously, you can get on video in turbans, not turbans, it's just a scarf on my curlers, so you don't have to look at my curlers today, and funny cups and robes, or you can advertise. Now, if you're short on resources and you don't know how to advertise, because advertising can be tricky and you usually need experts to help with that, at least I need experts to help me with that. But I don't need experts to help me publish. I don't need, and by publishing, I mean what in the format and the way that works for you. Publishing is just getting the word out that you have the solution to a problem. You can publish by writing, you can publish by doing videos, you can publish by doing audios and podcasts, you can publish by commenting on people's Facebook pages or other social media platforms, by answering questions, helping people out, letting them know that you exist and that you have the solution to their problem. So you can define publishing in any way that makes sense for you, but you have to let people know that your business and your company and that you exist and can solve a problem for them. That is how you get them to raise their hand. And it can be free and as simple as commenting on Facebook groups where people hang out that have the problem that you have the solution for. It can be as simple as making a Facebook Live video. It can be and telling people how you can solve a problem for them and describing, the 3 key factors in creating an offer or whatever it is that is a problem for people that you're trying to reach. And then there's advertising, and there's so many different platforms and ways to advertise. But the common theme for both publishing and advertising is that you have a call to action. You have a way for people to raise their hand and say, yes, I have that problem. I am looking for a solution. Now, the most important thing, and I will tell you, I'm totally guilty of not doing this very often, is that you have to have a call to action that leads to a way for you to continue to communicate with these people. They get to raise their hand, but somehow when they raise their hand, you have to have a way that you can get their information so that you can communicate with them time and time again. Because as we know, we're super busy, we forget things, we're inundated with information, and we're going to forget. If people don't follow up with us and if they don't communicate with us again, sorry about the alarm. I thought I silenced that bugger, but apparently I didn't. So people will forget. So the most important thing of your efforts in terms of publishing and advertising both is to have a way to capture probably the email or the messenger information, the phone number of the people that raise their hands so that you can follow up with them and talk to them again. So invite people to raise their hands. That's the third ingredient. How do you do that? You either publish, you get the word out there somewhere that you have a solution to their problem, or you advertise that you have a solution to their problem. And both your publishing efforts and your advertising efforts need to lead to a place where you can capture the lead or capture either their phone number or their email so you can communicate with them in the future. The money is in the list, as they say. The money is in the phone number list or in the email list that you capture, because those are the people that have raised their hand that you're going to continue to communicate with, because it's going to take probably more than one contact for you to get their attention, for them to raise their hand and really decide, yes, you do have the solution that I want. You do have what I need to move forward in whatever it is that I'm doing, whatever product or service that you offer. So that's it for today. Tomorrow, we are going to talk about the next ingredient in the recipe for the money getting recipe or the resource getting recipe to supersize your business. Go out, make it a fantastic day. I would love if you would comment below, do you publish or do you advertise to get the word out about your business? And which do you think is more important or more powerful? But I'm curious to find out who is publishing, meaning do you do a blog post? Do you write? Do you comment on and interact with other human beings in any way, shape, or form? Or are people just coming to your physical location and that's how you're doing it? Are you using word of mouth? Whatever, share in the comments below, because this Pajama Grandma would love to know. Go out, make it a fantastic day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.